Have you ever been surrounded by people who smile to your face while hiding blades behind their teeth? It's not clever, it's desperate. They'll try to shake your peace, not because you're weak, but because they are. You remind them of everything they had to abandon to survive. They mistake your stillness for surrender, your silence for submission, and your calm presence for cowardice. But they missed the truth. Hiding in plain sight. Stillness isn't weakness. It's control, it's restraint, it's clarity, it's power that doesn't perform. And when they throw stones at your serenity, they don't shatter it. They reveal it. They expose their own chaos by flinching at your calm. So, let's kick things off here with theme number 1, staying unshaken. How stillness disarms chaos. You ever noticed how certain people, they need your reaction like oxygen? They poke, they prod, they throw little emotional grenades, waiting to see if you'll pull the pin yourself. But here's the shift. You don't owe them your eruption. You don't need to prove anything to anyone who profits off your instability. So when they try to rattle you, your first move is silence. Not because you're scared, not because you're passive, but because you've finally remembered. You are in control. Epictetus once said, "It is not he who reviles or strikes you who insults you, but your opinion that these things are insulting." Epictetus, that line. It hits different when you've lived it. When you stop giving your power to every jab, every raised voice, every sideways comment, you start to feel this calm, almost holy, like you're stone, and they're throwing words like sparks. But you don't catch fire. See, chaos thrives on attention. It feeds on your flinch. It wants your rage to validate its relevance. But silence, real, grounded, intentional stillness, it starves them, and something strange happens when you stop performing for the storm. The storm gets confused. They don't know what to do with a person who isn't triggered. They unravel. Because you didn't. This isn't about suppressing emotion. This is about mastering it, letting it inform you, not enslave you. You can still feel anger. You just don't have to hand it over. And that right there, that's spiritual discipline. That's emotional sovereignty. That's you becoming a quiet mountain in a world addicted to earthquakes. So next time the chaos comes knocking, remember, you don't have to open the door. Let them scream outside while you sit by the fire, tending to your own peace. Because nothing terrifies a chaotic soul more than a person they cannot disturb. And that person might just be you now. Leading us over to theme number 2. Building a life so disciplined, it exposes their flaws. There will always be people waiting for you to fall. Not because you did anything wrong, but because you rising reminds them they haven't moved. They linger in the shadows, silent, bitter, watching, not cheering, just waiting for you to slip, to stop showing up, to finally confirm their secret hope, that you're no better than them. But you get up anyway. Every morning, you rise, you train, you reflect. Not for applause, not to prove a point, but because discipline is how you remember who you are. And over time, without gloating, without posting, your life becomes a mirror they can't bear to look into. Not because you tried to shame them, but because your devotion quietly highlights what they abandoned. Marcus Aurelius said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." And you don't rise to get even. You rise so you don't rot. They stew in bitterness. You sculpt yourself in silence. They cling to drama. You cling to discipline. They spiral. You still journal. And that quiet transformation, it hurts them. Because the person they tried to break is now too far above to even notice they were watching. Let them watch. Let them hate. That's not your path. Your path is devotion. Your path is deeper than proving a point. Your path is peace. Build a life so rooted in truth that it exposes every lie they told about you, which moves us on to theme number 3, outliving their hate. Yeah, I know it burns, what they said, what they did, how unfair it still feels. You want to lash out, you want to prove something, you want justice to have your name engraved in it. But listen, hatred burns fast. It consumes its hosts like fire in dry grass. Discipline, though, discipline endures. Like stone through a storm, it doesn't clap back, it outlasts. Seneca once said, "How much better to heal a wrong than to avenge one." And man, he wasn't asking you to be a doormat, he was offering you freedom. While they rot in bitterness, you build, calmly, quietly, brick by brick. You move with rhythm, with breath, with purpose. Every breath, intentional, every step, aligned. And one day, they'll look around and realize you're not even in the same world anymore. They're still swinging at ghosts, still replaying arguments in the shower, still hoping their hate will heal them. But you walked away years ago. You're somewhere new, somewhere peaceful, somewhere sacred. That's how you win. Not by crushing them, not by clapping back harder, but by becoming someone who no longer needs the war to feel powerful. That's how you outlive hate, by building something it can never reach. Well, last but not least, we close things out here with theme number 4, forgiving them and meaning it. I know it's not fair. They don't deserve it. They hurt you. And you want that pain to mean something, but listen to me. You don't forgive them because they deserve it. You forgive them because you do. Not because you're soft, not because you're weak, but because you're done carrying it. When your forgiveness comes from strength, not people-pleasing, not spiritual performance, but actual earned strength. It cuts deeper than any comeback. It says, "You don't get to live in my mind anymore. You're not strong enough to make me hate you. You already took enough. Now I take me back." The Stoic philosopher Musonius Rufus once said, "It is not enough to refrain from harming others. We must also not wish them harm." And that line used to piss me off, because I wanted to wish them harm. I wanted them to feel what I felt. But here's what I didn't understand back then. The moment I forgave them, not quietly, not performatively, but sincerely, in full view of myself and God, they lost all power over me. That venom they tried to infect me with, it turned to vapor. And the last thing they could have used against me, my attention, was gone. And people notice when you do that, when you could have burned the whole village down, but you chose to plant a garden instead. That's power. That's peace with teeth. It says, I buried the damage, and I buried it deep inside the man I've become. The one you couldn't break. You want to defeat your enemies. Cool. Then don't fight them, outgrow them, outlast them, ignore them. And yes, forgive them, because they crave chaos, and you answered with stillness. They wanted your pain, and you gave them indifference. They sought war, and you handed them peace, the kind that can't be touched, bought, or broken. And that peace, that terrifying, untouchable peace, it will haunt them long after revenge would have worn off. That's not softness. That's not weakness. That's stoic strength in its final form. We don't react, we rise. We don't strike back. We walk forward, so far forward that eventually, all their noise starts sounding like nothing at all. If this helped you breathe a little easier, stick around. There's more light where this came from. Until next time, thanks again for watching. Stay up, stay blessed, and I'll catch you all on the flip side.